that helps. Hello, hello, we've got some sound. Oh, well, it might take a moment to come through. Let's hope we have some sound now, I've just been told. Do we have any sound yet? Okay, all right. That helps. Hello, hello, we've got some sound. Oh, well, it might take a moment. Right, we'll turn that off. Hopefully that will come off. Right, so I will start that again. So hello, welcome to day 4 of Reasons and Results. We are here. We've got to Thursday. We've gone through so much together and it's just so delightful to be here with you. So what I was saying to you before is that, before we had no sound, is that technology here is one of those things that you either love it or you hate it, and it works or it doesn't. And thankfully, we've got it working now. So look, today I was on the group today with Gemma Ray. I had a lovely conversation with Gemma about 3 o'clock today, and we were talking about her week and what she's been getting up to, and the fact that she sets very hard targets for herself. And some people hate it. Some people really hate the fact that she's so hard on herself. But as she points out, she has to be hard on herself, or she doesn't get stuff done. That's how it works. So yeah, I just thought it was fascinating to have that conversation. So do check out the group, check out that conversation. It's a lovely, lovely, lovely chat. But obviously don't do it now, because the group, everything's going to start and you might lose out where you are. But it's worth going back into the group and having a look at that later. So where are we now? Yeah, okay, let's look at what is available. Freebies, yes. Now, yesterday you saw me doing the noddy head thing. You might have seen the noddy head thing, the glasses thing. I've got a bit organized today. I've got the wife to put it on a thing for me. Look at this. Now what we'll do, I think we'll take me out of the stream. How that works. I wonder if we can do, if I can make that full screen. Yeah, I can. Look, I can do that one there, and I become small and that becomes big. Isn't that clever? So here we go. So in the group, I mentioned yesterday that all of the speakers are given donations in free things, and there's loads of free stuff available to be found on the speaker pages. And if you're looking at a speaker, if you're looking after the event, it appears on the replay pages. So you have to check either the speaker page or the replay page, and you will find these things. So Frankie's got this free copy of Beyond the Agency Box ebook. If you are into marketing or into selling marketing stuff, Frankie's your man, because he ran an agency. He still runs an agency, and he's an interesting guy to talk to. So that's his book. Emma is offering Mental Fitness Reboot free challenge, reveals how blocked and overwhelmed professionals can start to unlock happiness and a calmer approach to life. You can find that ebook on Emma's page. Tomorrow, I'm going to change screen to get to that, aren't I? It's going to have to wind that up a bit to there. Tomorrow, Louise has the Big Idea to Inspired Action download. A download's free, powerful planning workbook. That's from Louise. She's tomorrow. And I have got the 5 questions worksheet. And the 5 questions worksheet for me is about the process I use on the podcast. It's the 5 questions I give to all of my guests. And I've turned it into a worksheet so that you can explore it for yourself, what your answers to those questions are. So you can find that on tomorrow's thing as well. Excuse me, I need water. As soon as I speak, I get thirsty. But, you know, drink 3 of those a day and it keeps the doctor away. No, that's apples, isn't it? I don't know. 3 of those a day. Good. Lots of water. So let's stop this one now. We don't need that anymore. Let's turn that off. Let's hide that from the stream. And make me big again. There you go. It didn't hurt, I can assure you. Right, so I've talked about Gemma, talked about the freebies. Let's talk about what I was about with Gemma actually a little bit. It is interesting because it ties into today's stuff, you know. It really is back to this thing is what you're going to do with this material, how you're going to use it. Are you carving out time to use it? And it's, you know, it's a difficult balance. I know we're all busy. We've got lives to lead. At the same time, we need to do improvements in something. But Gemma today was pointing out that if you improve something by 1% a day, that's a 300% improvement or 350% improvement over a year. So just by taking one thing out of what you hear and implementing one thing over a period of a week, maybe, and doing another 1% something next week. That step-by-step process is a massive shift in how we are. There's a Japanese word for this, which is like constant improvement, but I can't remember the name of it. But there's a word, and they have this theory about this constant ongoing improvement. And I'm going to look that word up now because it's going to irritate me until I remember it. But I can't remember it now, so I'm going to look it up later. But it is this idea of what is the process? How can we constantly look to improve ourselves? And all of the material you've seen this week, all of the speakers this week, are all on that journey. They're all using the materials that they're currently using, and they're all looking at new materials in a way of how to improve themselves. Useful stuff. Right, let's kind of get on to the, I've just noticed on my list what I didn't mention, what we put on the ticketing this week. We for each day, because I know that people are joining us later in the week. And so what we have made available for people is a replay ticket, a 7-day replay ticket, and we've been incrementing it each day. So there's a 3-day ticket just going up. I think it may have just hit the Facebook page as an advert, but I think it will go live on the system as I finish speaking. So if you want to access the past 3 days of talks, you can. Ticket price for that is it's basically £10 a day, it's £30, and you can get access to those talks. There won't be one tomorrow because that's £40, and you may as well spend the 45 and get the full access to all the talks for a month if you're going to do that. There is a lot of value in these talks, and as I mentioned yesterday, the talks will be, it's £95 to buy the whole lot, talks, audios, and all the other things that go with it, all the other incentives and things that we put into that package. And that's available at £95 up to the end of Monday. After Monday, the whole package goes up to £295, because that's the value of these talks, really, and all that materials. So that's the price it will go up on Monday. And so I just need to tell you now, it is £95 at the moment. Now, if you are looking to do something, to change something, to move something, this package is a good package. And the speaker discounts alone in that will more than cover the costs of it. But if you just change one thing, what's it worth? Check it out. Anyway, check it out. That's all I can say. Just check it out. Right. So let's move on to what we're talking about today. Today, this is, as I said, day 4. And where we come from over the last 3 days, is all this process about clearing the vision, getting confidence, building these muscles that we need to actually step up and do something. And then yesterday was about fighting the resistance and fear. And today we've got a little bit of resistance still around. We're dealing today with resistance, the imposter. Now, who hasn't experienced the imposter? I heard an interview with Meryl Streep years ago now, and someone said to what's her greatest fear, and she said, my greatest fear is a dream I have sometimes where I'm standing on the stage performing, and someone comes up and taps me on the shoulder and says, come on, Meryl, off you come. It's just not working, love. And it's that monster that rears its head when we try to change things, try to do things. And my concept for the podcast started probably in the March. My father died in February of 2017. My concept of the podcast was coming into fruition around the April, May. I was going to a mastermind in May, and I thought about talking about the podcast there, but bottled it and talked about something else. I did start doing some interviews in July, but still didn't release it. And it took me all the way into the following January to finally put it out in the world. So it went live in January 2018 with Simon Jordan's podcast. But there was lots of nagging in my head. It's not ready. It's not good enough. It's not good. There's all this stuff going on, and it's called imposter syndrome, and we all get it. I had it around this event, and all sorts of things going around this event about doing it. And it's one of those things that we have to step through. And I've said already, it's like walking through porridge. You'll hear me talk about this tonight quite a lot with Gemma and with Emma. It was difficult, and there are techniques for getting through it. And that's what Emma Last will be covering this evening. She'll be covering this concept of how we get through this stuff, how we find our way through the imposter syndrome and the tools that she has around it. So that's going to be great this evening. Frankie will be talking to us about more resistance. Now, Frankie Finn, he is a serial entrepreneur. For a while, he was traveling the world doing the laptop lifestyle. Had a family the last couple of years, so he settled down with that, got 2 very young children. And he was running retreats, like real retreats, before COVID hit. And he's now gone back into digital marketing. But he's a serial entrepreneur. He just turns his hand to anything. And he has faced resistance a lot in terms of the projects he talks about. And so this was a candid conversation about dealing with resistance and the sort of things that he used to do it. And he knows some very wealthy people who, why does, one of his friends is almost a billionaire in terms of the business he runs, and he still has resistance to things. It's like, they don't change. No matter how wealthy you get or whatever, you still experience resistance. So it's a good conversation with Frankie. And then we have Gemma Ray tonight talking about self-discipline. And you know the story. She wrote the book because she didn't have any self-discipline, and she's gone on to write about procrastination and so on. And this is there are 3 tips in here tonight about how to get stuff done and how to be disciplined about it. And Gemma is just a scream. If you have got children in the room, I might want to warn you that she's a bit of a sweary Mary, as she admits to herself, and we did try, but it didn't work. So if you you might want to listen to that one on headset, maybe. It's not that bad, but it's just there. And my final speaker is Judith Rayner, and she is talking about I've done that in the wrong order, I think, but there we go. My final is talking about joy in business. Now, Judith is a NLP master, I think, and she is a coach and a practitioner, but she has been working with the idea of joy in business for some time. And she talks about her own story, about how she tried to do something in a certain way and how it just did not work for her. It just sucked the joy out of it for her. And the one thing that Judith really enjoys is walking and getting out in nature. And so she's starting to explore that idea of going out and walking and talking. And that's what she does. She does walking talks. And she does these things with people, helping them to find the joy in what they do. And for her, it was walking. So it's a nice conversation about that one, around that. So very worthwhile. Now, look, joy. We have to find the joy in what we do. And in this conversation, we cover some of the challenges with finding joy. A lot of the time, it's about reframing and about like looking for the reason for doing something. If you've got to do something you don't want to do, how can we reframe it in order to find that? So Judith and I talk through some strategies and things that you can do in order to find the way through that. And it's a good conversation. I really enjoyed the conversation about joy, but why wouldn't I? So have I given enough of an intro to my speakers? I realize I actually kind of went a bit off the rails tonight on this presentation. What can I say about my speakers? Can I look up there? I'm trying to see if I missed anything on people. I think I've covered most things. Let's see if I missed anything. I wanted to check out. My notes weren't complete tonight on that. What is that one there? Yes, it's there. Am I getting there? No, I'm not getting there. I'm not getting the information I'm looking for. I think it's enough. yeah, it's a great evening tonight. We're gonna settle down tonight into this thing. Piney putting the cap on the not the implementation, on the discipline side of things, and getting stuff done. So this is the putting the cap on it tonight. And then tomorrow we're going to move into the implementation stage. Tomorrow it's all about systems and planning and actually getting your the practical side of bringing it all together. So I'll talk more about that tomorrow with our 3 speakers tomorrow. And tomorrow on my intro session, I have a guest. I have Susie Beaumont joining me from Change Your World. Now she is a she runs Change Your World, which is an events company, and it's all about personal development. And so we'll have that conversation tomorrow. And that will be fully recorded tomorrow because I can't meet Susie in the evening because she has other commitments. So we're going to do that in the daytime tomorrow. So this one, there won't be all the faffing around with me and my 5-minute sign. So there we go there. So I hope you enjoy this evening. Please check out the Facebook group and put some comments in there. It will be lovely to interact with you. And other than that, I want to wish you a good night, and I hope you enjoy what's coming. All the best. Let me find the off button.